most of the victims are from the civilians. There is no military leader among those who got killed. All of them, according to the Ministry of Health, they said that all of them are civilians.
Well, the Israelis claim they've actually managed to kill the leader, the man who masterminded the attack on the Israeli massacre. You know as well as I do that Hamas are completely and utterly embedded in the civilian, apartment blocks and hospitals and everywhere. That is how they've sought to protect themselves, by basically using the Palestinian people as a defence by putting themselves in apartment buildings, putting their weaponry in apartment buildings.
Welcome back, everyone. I just got back from a 4-hour drive to the beach with the kids, and the first thing I see is the Zionist channels at it again, posting this very video completely out of context with the sole purpose of spreading misinformation. A discussion more like a debate from Talktv's Julia Hartley and Palestinian journalist Wafa Al-Udaini. Let's take a look.
Can you just give us the latest on what is going on in Gaza from your perspective as a journalist there?
Yeah, actually, the situation here is really terribly, terribly difficult. We are talking here about massive destruction everywhere, about massacres is being committed by the Israeli occupation warplanes around the clock. We are talking here about nearly 2,000 Palestinians and 700 have been murdered during these airstrikes. Nearly 700 of those who got killed during these airstrikes are from the kids. According to the Ministry of Health, they say that nearly 1,000 Palestinians are still under rubble. They are trying to rescue them and pull them out of the rubble.
Okay.
And according also to the UNRWA, they say that nearly there is 1 million Palestinians have been displaced after the Israeli airstrikes on their homes and their residential buildings. And now we are talking about so many massacres is being committed here
So someone tells you 700 people have been massacred. The numbers are rising. As a journalist, as a human, the immediate line of questioning should follow. How are the emergency services coping? How are they dealing with the deceased? And how are they able to offer any care to those suffering with any injuries? Agreed? Let's see Julia's response.
You use the word massacre, Wafa. The Israelis, their argument would be, we warn in advance when we're going to strike a building. We warn people to get out. We told people to evacuate. That deadline was on Saturday. They've extended it and extended it. There wasn't a warning from Hamas to the Israeli festival goers or people sleeping in their beds Saturday, the 7th of October, when they were attacked. As much as I think most of us are horrified, most right-thinking people, by any innocent civilians in Palestine, in Gaza, dying as a result of these airstrikes, is it right to call it a massacre?
Talking out of a rucksack and obviously no care for the deceased or any empathy shown, clearly one-sided. Israel has never warned anyone before they strike a building. It totally destroys the argument. Either way, notifying civilians to evacuate a building or not still favors Israel. Every destroyed building in their eyes is one step closer to a greater Israel. As of September 2024, 8 months ago, Israel has destroyed over 60% of all buildings in the Gaza Strip. Julia then talks about no warnings. If there was no warning or intel, then why did Netanyahu sack his chief security Ronan Bar, who, and this is a fact, knew of the attacks a few hours beforehand but failed to notify anyone? On another article, it states Israeli officials knew of the attack a year before.
In fact, you don't know, I'm not really sure if your correspondent here told you that there is no warning at all. The Israeli warplanes just target the homes and everything, the residential buildings, shops, pharmacies, schools.
But isn't that because Hamas fire weapons from those civilian apartment buildings?
No. If this is true, you can't find, most of the victims are from the civilians. There is no military leader among those who got killed. All of them, according to the Ministry of Health, they said that all of them are civilians.
Well, the Israelis claim they've actually managed to kill the leader, the man who masterminded the attack on the Israeli massacre. You know as well as I do that Hamas are completely and utterly embedded in the civilian, apartment blocks and hospitals and everywhere. That is how they've sought to protect themselves, by basically using the Palestinian people as a defence, by putting themselves in apartment buildings, putting their weaponry in apartment buildings.
So this is all we've been hearing, that Hamas hide behind every child, in every school, in every apartment building, under every lamppost and on every street. It's a stupid argument. Let's flip this. The number of school shootings in America or stabbings in schools in the UK. So by Julia's logic, instead of killing the gunman, we should kill every child in the school as well as the perpetrator. That would be illegal in any state. So why is it suddenly okay for Israel to do it when we damn well know that wouldn't be okay in our own countries?
Here in Gaza, we don't have shelters. We don't have sirens to warn us from any Israeli attack. Everyone is a direct target to the Israeli warplanes. They're targeted indiscriminately. Without warning. That's why we have there's so many people who got killed. I'm just telling you that we have nearly 2,700 Palestinians, among them nearly 700, or even I think the number is rising right now because just today another massacres were committed. And they told the people to move from the south to the north. But in fact, they they targeted so many homes in the north as well as in the south. Just yesterday, just today, just a few minutes ago, as I was talking to you, a few minutes ago, they targeted a home in Rafah, killing at least 20 Palestinians from the same family, and they are still pulling out the other family members from under the rubble.
Can I ask you
from the north, you know?
Okay, yes, so people have been told to move from the north to the south, but they're still being targeted. I understand that. Can I ask you why you're still in Gaza City? Why have you chosen not to leave?
Why to leave? This is my homeland. If someone asks you to leave your home, are you going to leave your home?
If someone said they were going to bomb me and my family to death, well, if that's, you're saying a massacre, and they told me to leave, I would leave. Yeah, I think I would.
You would leave your country if someone is going to take your.
They're not asking you to leave your country.
Take you out of it.
They're asking you to go to the south so that they can tackle the Hamas fighters.
Actually, this is like Israeli propaganda when they say to the people, just move from another place to another. But why they targeted like a truck and 2 cars while those people were leaving?
Well, again, as you know, that's disputed, and the IDF claimed that was actually a booby trap bomb left by Hamas.
Booby trap bomb set by Hamas. This isn't Jumanji. How ridiculous. In hindsight, the only good thing about the internet is that you can look back at older videos with new evidence. Zero empathy shown from Julia to any Palestinian in any example that was given to her. She couldn't care less. Heartless human beings. I'm sure most of you would agree. Anyway, guys, that's enough of her for one day. I'll be keeping a close eye on her and Talktv. I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Support me by liking and subscribing. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.